In this video, I want to guide you through an example of testing whether a function is even or odd using algebra as opposed to graphing the function. So pause the video and copy these instructions and then come back and we'll work it out. Okay, so let's test if the function is even first. So when you're testing for even and odd, you always look at f of negative x. So when you're testing for even, you want to know if f of negative x equals what? Go ahead and fill that in. That's what we're going to compare. Then we're actually going to determine f of negative x and simplify it. And what that means is take negative x as your input to the f function, which is up here. So every place there's an x, replace it with negative x and write that as your next step. Then I want you to simplify that, taking care of all those negatives, and see what you get. So pause the video and see if you can knock that out. Once you got your answer, compare to whatever you said here. See if they're the same thing. And then, if they're the same, you can state that the function is even. So go ahead and make your conclusion about whether this function is even. Now let's do the same thing. We'll test to see if the function is odd. If you want to test if a function is odd, you also look at f of negative x. But you have to ask if it's equal to what? Fill in the blank there. Once you've filled that in, let's actually determine what f of negative x is. And actually, we already had f of negative x from the previous example. So you can put the same thing there because it doesn't change. And compare to whatever you put up here to test for whether a function's odd. Then make your conclusion about whether the function is odd. Once you've got it all done, come back here and see if you got the right answers. So after you've done all your comparisons, you should see that f is neither even nor odd. F does not satisfy either one of the two conditions.